Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Boogie with the hoodie. Damn, you can flex them. They want you for a ransom. You ain't got no backup, you should back up. All the hoes say I'm handsome, I need their hands up. Yo, if you're just tuning into the stream, welcome. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications for daily live streams. Damn, Sean, what's the issue? With a tip to Philippines. I don't give a shit about copyright. I have like 10 subscribers. Who gives a fuck? Okay, yeah. Walk it like I talk it. Hey, walk it like I talk it. Hey. So we will go after the teams once we get some. I don't give a shit. Oh yeah. So here are the Orioles overall. They have a pretty terrible pitching staff. They're just a terrible team and horrible. I mean, they're just a horrible team in general. So yeah. The closer, they're horrible. Basically, they need help catching. They need help every single position. So just don't even like. So all you people from DTL, just don't even take. Just don't even take Baltimore, unless you really want like a hard ass rebuild. Shortstop here. Your center field here. Yeah, basically, they just suck. One of the teams that could go first overall here in Boston. They have a pretty good starting pitching core for the future and now. Obviously, Chris Sale being the fucking ace he is. Then you also do have David Price as like a number 2. A zone. Hey. First night she gon' let me fuck cause we grown. I hit her, gave her back to the city, she home. That was that, so I can't be beefing with no whack. Alright, anyway, so yeah, you also got Porcello and Drew Pomeranz. Overall, you can compete year 1. You need to build up the bullpen though. Probably trade Joe Kelly just cause he's a fucking asshole. You do have Craig Kimbrell as well. And yeah. Catcher-wise, Christian Vasquez is actually really underrated. He in KTL I had him as my starting catcher year 1 for my Mets, and Vasquez made the All-Star team. So you also need an upgrade at the first base, but you can play never mind, you can't play. Can you play? No, you need an upgrade at the first base. You have too many second base. You can maybe trade one for a first baseman. Third base, you're fine. Devers is good and young.
Same thing with shortstop. You have Xander Bogaerts, JD Martinez, Andrew Benintendi. You could probably play one of the two at DH. Center field, Jackie Bradley Jr. Right field, Mookie Betts. You basically got everything you need from there. New York Yankees are probably another team that I take in DTL first overall. Amazing pitch, well, not amazing, but overall, I would say Boston has a better pitching core, but the Yankees, in my opinion, are more balanced. They got Sevy as the ace, obviously, and he's only 24. Sonny Gray being 28, 81 overall, so he's not going to regress. Same thing, Montgomery, he's just going to get better. Same thing with Tanaka. J-Hop, though, could retire after a year, but the thing is, at least when Sabathia and Hop retired, you still have Lance Lynn who can slide in, but Domingo Herman, Chance Adams, you have Jesus Sheffield, Clark Schmidt, Albert Abreu, etc., etc. You have this lit relief pitching core. Prospect core. If you go to the relief pitchers, I have to turn this lower. If you go to the relief pitching core, you got Tommy Canali or whatever, Canal. I'm a Yankee fan, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Lit relief pitcher. Then you also have David Robertson, Chad Green, Dylan Betances. And after that, it does kind of drop off with Jonathan Holder. But then you also do have Jose Mesa, Cortez Jr., Ben Heller. You have a really good future relief pitching core too. So even after, and your core is already young outside of Robertson and Betances. Let me get it started. BB with the Robins. No, you're not retarded. BB sagging. Sigh like a dragon. Bitch, suck my dick because I'm fly like Aladdin. Alright, sorry, I had to do that. Anyway, Aroldis Chapman and Zach Britton as well as the close. This is honestly probably the best bullpen in the MLB, in my opinion. Catcher-wise, you have one of the best power-hitting catchers in the game, Gary Sanchez. Then, honestly, really underrated is, I would say, Kyle Higashika more than Austin Romine. Higashika can overall hit better. And then you also do obviously have a prospect catcher there, Anthony Siegler. First base wise, you could use an upgrade over Neil Walker, especially if you're looking to contend right away. Then you do have a future first base in Tyler Austin, though he is a little bit on the older side. Then you also do have Greg Bird. But the good thing is, if you are the Yankees, you have that lit pitching core for the future. And you have overall a very good farm, probably the best farm in baseball outside of like the best like non-rebuilding team. So you could move one of your top prospects for a really good first baseman like a Goldie or something. Second base, you have Torres and Gleyber Torres. I'd overall probably start Gleyber Torres over Ronald Torres, and he can play third base too, so you can maybe even play Torres at third base over Miguel Andujar. And once again, Andujar is a guy who you can either keep or trade away. Then when it comes to the shortstop, Didi Gregorius probably is going to regress, but luckily you do have two prospects there in Tyler Wade and Tiago Estrada. Left field, your outfield is obviously stacked. Giancarlo Stanton, Brett Gardner, Aaron Hicks, Jacoby Ellsbury. Great future, Florial, Clint Frazier, Aaron Judge as the starting right fielder. You can probably play Stanton at DH with Gardner as the starting left fielder. You have a lot to experiment there with New York, but you overall should be able to contend year one. The Rays, you have to be able to accept the full rebuild. I'm honestly just going to turn off the music. Alright, so, for the future, you have to accept a full rebuild here. You got Blake Snell, Jacob Faria, two really good young pitchers. You could probably trade Matt Andrews, for, like, a prospect or something. You also do have a young, or not, he's a little bit on the older side, but still, he's going to progress to Ryan Yarbrough, and then you also do have Tyler Glasnow as well as a stacked future pitching core. A lot of A's down there. Relief pitching, you do need to get better outside of Jose Alvarado. Obviously, Chaz Rowe you can maybe trade away for cheap. And you just need overall to get younger, especially because all of your B-pots, if you are the Rays, are going to be not really progressing as well. And then you also do have Sergio Romo who you can trade away for like a prospect. And you do need help closing pitching-wise. You need help catching-wise. You do have the prospect Nick Clufo. First base, You have Jake Bars for future first base. Probably would trade CJ Cron. Just accept full rebuild. Trade everyone. See what you can get. Then you also do have Daniel Robertson and Joey Wendell available for the future. Third base, Matt Duffy. Then you also have Christian Arroyo. Shortstop, Willie Dames. And you also do have Wander Franco. Same thing with Malik Smith and Jesus Sanchez. Then your top trade assets are probably going to be Tommy Pham and Kevin Kiermaier. Or Kiermaier. Probably going to want to trade them. Luckily, you do have 3 good prospects down there. Then you also might want to try to trade Carlos Gomez. So just overall, just get worse with the Rays except for rebuild. Honestly, the Jays I'm gonna start going a little bit faster because it is 7:41 and we're only still on the AL East. But overall, the Jays have a really good, or not good. The Jays are a tough team. You would honestly, I would say rebuild, but I would keep Aaron Sanchez and Marcus Stroman unless you get like a huge haul for him, because they are going to progress, and you don't really have all that best of a future pitching course to try to trade like Estrada and Jaime Garcia for like a low B pot. You obviously do have refilling Barecki. Relief pitching, you need upgrades in that, especially for the future. You have no absolute future if you are the Jays in relief pitching. Same thing with closer, although you do have Ken Giles. You can get a good haul for him. Then you also could move Tyler Clippard. Catching wise, you might want to move Martin. You do have Danny Jansen, who's an 85 pot. First base, try to move Smoke and Morales. You do have Rowdy Tellez as prospect there. Yeah, and Jervis Solarte, I'd move. You do have Devin Travis and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Josh Donaldson, you can get a huge haul for. I'd try to maybe move him for like pitching and just play a Vladdy Guerrero straight up. And Brandon Drury is actually really underrated in this game. Shortstop, you have Tulo as well as Bichetti and Urena and Logan Warmeth as prospects. Left field, you have the youngster Teoscar Hernandez. I'd keep him. Then you also do have Dwight Smith Jr. I'd probably trade Kevin Pillar. He doesn't honestly do that good. Then you also do have Dalton Pompey and Anthony Alford. You also do have Randall Grichuk, Curtis Granderson, who I'd try to move Granderson, and you can bring in. And then you also have Billy McKinney, who's young. So that's it. The White Sox now, as we head to the AL Central, the White Sox, this is a full rebuild team, and they already have, you could literally not make any moves and probably pull off a successful rebuild with Chicago, but I would bring in some moves, move like Nate Jones, Cedeno, etc., etc. Get all the value for the top guys that you can, like Wellington Castillo. Try to get prospects for him. Same thing, Jose Abreu. Just completely get more for your farm system. Shortstop there. Oh shit. Hang on. Left field, obviously you got Nicky Delmonico, Charlie Tilson. The outfield's probably weakest part. You could probably even move Avisel Garcia for like future. Cleveland's a team that is going to be competing right away, especially with the starting pitching core. You have probably one of the best. You do need a good number 5 though, and probably an upgrade at the number 4. Bullpen is one of the best in the MLB, but it's not as strong as the Yankees. You probably even moved. Then you also do have Cody Allen and Brad Hahn as the closing pitchers. You do need a catcher upgrade over Yan Gomes. Same thing at first base. You could probably move in Encarnacion and get a younger, maybe as good first base if you trade Encarnacion and more. Second base, you have Jason Kipnis there. Third base, Jose Ramirez with Yandy Diaz and Nolan Jones. Francisco Lindor is your shortstop there. Your left field, you have Michael Brantley for the future there. Center field, Leonis Martin. Hopefully he turns out okay, Leonis Martin. And then right field, you are weak on. Luckily, your other outfield is pretty strong. So you do need outfield help and probably a number 5 starting pitcher as well, bullpen. If you're going to select the Tigers, you need to accept a full rebuild here. Trade away basically everyone, maybe even Fulmer, depending on what haul you can get back for Fulmer. Trade away Fulmer. You have an okay farm, not the best, but not the worst. Bullpen, you need to work on the bullpen. You need to get your bullpen better, especially for the future. Closer-wise, same thing. Catching-wise, same thing, although you do have Grayson Greiner, who is young enough and good enough to start. Try to trade Miggy for a first baseman who's young and can play. Same things. Try to get a second baseman as well as a third baseman, although Candelero is actually really underrated in this game. Um, Shortstop, same thing. Overall, it's the same thing as basically the White Sox, just accept a full rebuild and make your farm system better. Same thing as Kansas City. You especially because Kansas City is probably one of the weakest farms in the MLB, and being a rebuild team, you gotta try to trade away everyone. But 2 tips: keep Jake Eunice and Jorge. And once we get to him, keep Eunice and keep Soler. They are really, really underrated. Um, Soler performs so well as Jake Eunice. Know what? Instead of going over every team right now, what team do you guys want to see? Bryce, comment what team you want to see, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Comment what overalls you guys want to see. All right, what's up, guys? So we got a couple of requests for what teams we do want to see. So, number one, Atlanta. Here's Atlanta's team. This is a team that can compete right away. It does need some moves starting pitching wise and probably lineup help. But this is easily a team that can compete right away and should be able to compete right away. So then the next team is on this list is also Houston, but so let's go down Houston now. Once again, probably is going to be like the top team selected. But yeah, hang on. next team is the Padres. It's probably a team that you're gonna have to rebuild. Luckily though, they do have a sick farm, so and this should be a team that can compete in like year 3, year 4. Need help outfield wise though as well. And yeah, so after the Padres, you have the Nationals. Okay pitching system, not the best, but not the best bullpen as well, but I mean, it'll do. There we go. Next team was the Pirates. This is a team that you need to rebuild, in my opinion. Okay pitching system. Not the best bullpen. So if you do want to compete right away with Pittsburgh, you gotta upgrade the bullpen. Same thing catcher wise, you need to upgrade. There we go. What was the next team? Cubs. Cubs are on the older side, especially pitching wise. But yeah. So here is the Cubs. Is actually like a really lit team though, so need outfield help. And then the last one for the request was the Los Angeles Dodgers. Obviously the best pitcher in the game, Clayton Kershaw. Probably the best relief pitcher in the game, Kenley Jansen. And there we go. So are there any other teams you guys want to see before the draft, or? You want to see the D-backs? Alright. The hell is the order? Here's the fucking order. There we go. So here's the D-backs. Archie Bradley does okay in the game. Not the best, but not the worst. John Ryan Murphy's really underrated. Probably one of the best backups in the game. And yeah, that's basically it for the D-backs. The draft begins at 8. So first overall is Nick. they're not on, their pick gets pushed back. So be on. I'm gonna spam tack just cause I wanna get more people on. I'll be right back, by the way. Alright, what's up? Hornsby's back. So Nick will be on the clock at 8 o'clock. It's a new wave, yeah. 1 minute, boys, 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Alright, now you just play the waiting game. Nick has 5 minutes. Well, Nick was just on. I don't know where the fuck he is now. I mean, that's gonna suck for him. See, he's the one who had the first fucking overall pick, and I was just gonna get pushed back. Maybe I'll text him on Instagram just cause. Alright, well that's gonna suck for him, so. Well. Oh my lord. Nick, you have 1 minute to select your team. If you're even fucking on here. Is it 5 yet? No, it's not. There's number 2 pick, Bryce's, alright. Alright. Nick just put it in. So Nick decides to go Nats, which means Bryce is on the clock. Alright, so I gotta do the Washington Nationals overalls quick. So they have a pretty good starting pitching core here, especially for the future. Not the best bullpen, but you can definitely improve it. Closers, you got Doolittle and Kevin Herrera. Catcher, Matt Wieters is a doable one. You can upgrade at the first base position. Same thing as actually second base is fine. Overall, this should be a team that should be able to make the World Series. Them and the Dodgers are going to honestly be competing. So Bryce is currently choosing who he wants. Or debating is what I should say. Told him to just choose because should honestly, in my opinion, the Dodgers were the best team and they just fell to number 2. The Dodgers are a very interesting team. Um, I'm going to also send the Nationals his overalls. Once I get back to the Nationals. Jesus fucking Christ almighty, I can't do this tonight. I can't fucking do this tonight. Holy shit. There you go. So Bryce, so Bryce goes Yankees. Who's on the clock now? Zach is up. Alright, so I gotta do... Alright, so here are the Yankees overalls. I'll just go down like this instead. Here you go. Alright, so this pick is the Dodgers, by the way. So here is the Dodgers overall. There are your overalls. So Chris has gone. The Boston Red Sox, who can compete with the Yankees for first in the AL East. It's going to be an interesting race now, as I forget who chose the Yankees. Bryce did. So Bryce and Chris are the same. Plays now. Who is on the clock? Steven is on the clock. I'll be right back, by the way.